is an app that says its users can be 12 plus, but I believe the age of the people who can be allowed to use the app should be much higher. You want to know why I think this? Because when I was 12, TikTok, which was Musical.ly at the time, was an app where videos of people dabbing and doing the mannequin challenge and flipping water bottles was all over our featured pages. But now, it's videos of girls being insecure because they don't have so-called leggings legs. What? And despite the fact that there are legitimately thousands of girls out there right now who are uploading TikToks of themselves saying how jealous they are of girls who have these legging legs, there will still be people in the comments trying to drag them down even further by saying, yeah, you're right, you don't have leggings legs. Because TikTok users think that kicking a person while they're down is the most hilarious thing in the world. So I have two things to say about this. Number one, this is a made-up insecurity by TikTok and TikTok only. All girls, every single girl in this world has leggings legs. Why? Because all girls have legs. Do you think that literally anybody else in this world who hasn't had their brains rotted by TikTok gives a single shit in the world about how skinny your legs look in tights? But secondly, let's just call this for what it really is, okay? A new, shiny, repackaged version of the 2010s obsession with the thigh gap. And now there's going to be a whole new generation of young girls out there who will begin their pursuit of achieving the perfect quote-unquote leggings legs and develop some serious body image issues along the way because of it.
What the fuck are legging legs? That's the same word twice, and now a bunch of 14-year-olds think they're fat. Are you proud of yourself? I have legging legs, and I have slapping hands.
Now, before we move on, because there is a comically large list of these made-up insecurities from TikTok, the sister of the leggings legs is the insecurity of the tank top arms. Which, to literally nobody's surprise, just like the leggings legs being a metaphor for skinny legs, this is just a metaphor for skinny arms. So ladies, keep wearing your damn leggings and your tank tops, okay? And while we're on the topic of legs, because TikTok has an obsession with legs lately, there are legitimately women out there who are getting calf tops to make the calves on their legs look smaller.
She's using a Taylor Swift song in the back, but as you can see, she's basically giving injections on a calf.
Do you hear what that surgeon said at the end of that video? It seems to be a new trend with Botox. Which means in this surgeon's entire career, she has never had such an influx of people coming in to ask for the so-called K-pop legs. The calf tox is new. We have created a new cosmetic surgery for absolutely no reason. The only reason that women are getting calf tox is because they're being told it'll make their legs look more feminine. They're getting told that it'll make their legs look slimmer. So that's it. It's literally just for looks. Because there are countless videos on the platform right now of women giving women other tips on how to make their calves look smaller. Even though if I ask a single real life woman who I've known my entire life if calves are one of their insecurities, they're gonna say no. And women making videos of themselves being jealous and upset because their calves fit perfectly into boots and aren't hanging out to the sides because the boots are too big. Again, and this is why TikTok is its own separate world from the actual reality and universe happening in front of our eyes. Because if you went outside and you walked the streets with a pair of boots on, there will not be one single soul out in public who will see that your boots fit around your calves and will be like this. Guys, point it off! There's no gap in between a leg and a boot! How silly is that? Nobody is doing that. Next, we're going to move on to among the worst in this video, okay? And that is saying a lot. So people on TikTok are now beginning to be insecure about their what's the name? Forgotten already. Oh, yes, the goddamn Filtrum! Now, a majority of the people watching this video are now questioning me all at once. Hayley, what in the goddamn hell is a Filtrum? Well, buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, because it is that tiny gap between your lips and your nose. Isn't it so crazy how you can go your entire life clueless about something regarding your body because of how irrelevant it actually is, and then you see one TikTok about it. And then in an instant you can be insecure about it because then you see thousands of girls online flexing that they have a smaller Filtrum than you. When did we turn this area into a competition? And what I find hilarious about these stupid trends is how people will use them as an excuse to show off how sharp their jawlines are under the guise of, oh my god, guys, why are we doing this trend? I heard you guys were doing it and I'm just so confused as to why it's a trend. Like, it's literally so dumb. And I'm just so lost as to why we're even doing this in the first place. And I'm still gonna show you my nose gap and my jawline anyway, even though it has nothing to do with the video. Like, that's what happens every single time. Can TikTokers just admit that they love showing off their jawlines? It would just leave everyone better off. The world would be a better place if people just admitted that they want to show off their jawlines. Our next insignificant insecurity that literally no one blinked an eye at before TikTok is having a double lip line.
It took me 27 years to realize that I have a double lip line. This is actually super common. Gigi Hadid also has a double lip line. What that means is when you have a line that borders the pigment or the color of your lips and another line that borders the actual anatomy of your lips.
Now, I don't know if it's just me, but even though this creator explained what a double lip line is, what it's supposed to look like, and provided picture proof of this so-called double lip line, I don't see anything. I just see a regular pair of lips, that's it.
So one of my biggest insecurities is that I feel like I have the world's most prominent double lip line. So I'm gonna show you how I overline my lips to kind of hide it.
Like, my brain just can't seem to register this. Am I the only one who thinks it just looks like these women have fuller lips? So either I'm blind and I need to get my eyes checked immediately, or this is just such a dumb thing to make people feel bad about themselves. And take a wild guess as to which one it is. I mean, it even has random girls getting onto the app and asking people on TikTok that they don't know whether they have a double lip line or not. Why should you let random strangers on TikTok dictate whether or not you have this? If I can't see it, then I know for damn sure there are going to be other people who can't see it either. And why would you give random strangers online the power to decide whether or not you should be insecure about this? If you don't know whether or not you even have this thing, then it shouldn't be something that you're insecure about if you can't see it yourself. Now, you're literally not going to believe me on this next one, okay? And I can guarantee you, if I did not have picture proof of this being a thing, you guys would not believe me and you would think I was a liar. And I wouldn't even blame you. Because there are girls out there who feel bad about their quote-unquote tear stains. Oh! Let me tell you something, okay? Allow me to speak. Just like the legging legs, this is not a real and genuine thing to be concerned about or insecure over. Like, do you honestly think for a second, if you ask someone out on a date, they're gonna do this? Oh, hey, would you like to go on a date with me sometime? Hold on, let me check something. Ew, no! You have tear stains, disgusting, you cry? Get out of my face! You shouldn't be walking around worried every single day of your life about a dark smudge next to your eye that literally every single person, all 7 billion of us in this world right now have. See? Look! I have the tear stain, which is not a tear stain, okay? And I'm gonna get to that. Crying isn't going to stain your skin. It's just water. Do you think that every time you go into the shower, whether it be in the morning or at night or literally at both times of the day, is it staining your skin? No, I didn't think so. Exactly. So why do you think your tears are gonna do that if water from the shower isn't gonna do that? If you're not wearing makeup or you're not a literal household pet, you're gonna be just fine, babe. There's no reason to rely on TikTok like it's Google to search up how to get rid of your tear marks when that doesn't exist. And I personally got this in my For You page today. Convexity angles. Have any of you guys heard of that? Any one of you? Nobody who has a job acknowledges what this is or even cares about it. I'm sorry if this is going to sound harsh, but some people out there need to hear it, unfortunately. But if you're concerned about this, convexity angles on other people or yourself, you need a life. You need to get yourself a life because you clearly don't have one. Another ridiculous TikTok that I saw while I was scrolling Twitter while eating my breakfast is of this tweet where somebody said this. Maybe I'm just overthinking, but something about this is... And it's just showing girls who are makeup pretty versus girls who are natural pretty. And if you can't see immediately how problematic this is, then there's something wrong. Because what this post insinuates is that the natural girls don't need makeup to be pretty, while the makeup girls do need makeup to be pretty. And if the natural girls put makeup on so that they can be a makeup pretty, then they're going to be ugly and unattractive because their face wasn't made for makeup like the makeup pretty girls were. Newsflash, TikTok! Women can actually put whatever they want on their goddamn faces. Do what makes you happy and what makes you feel good. Not what TikTok tells you is supposed to make you look good and feel good. And now I introduce to you something else that TikTok created that has literally no scientific backing behind it whatsoever, and they themselves have literally admitted it, but we'll get to that. Have you ever looked in the mirror and asked yourself, am I high visual weight or am I low visual weight? Chances are you haven't. But apparently, TikTok says you should be asking yourself that question.
The day you learn whether you have high or low visual weight, the day you instantly increase your pretty privilege. How well does the Bold Glamour filter suit your face? Because if it just looks really good, like it sits really right on your face, it suits you well, you probably have a high visual weight. But if you put it on and something just looks like off, you know what I mean? You probably have a low visual face weight.
Okay, I don't know what dimension that these TikTokers have gone to overnight where they think that you should decide whether or not you have high visual weight or low visual weight based off of how a TikTok filter looks on your face. Oh my fucking god. Is that genuinely not shocking to anybody else? We're determining how beautiful we are based on a TikTok filter and how it looks on our natural faces? Y'all have got to get the fuck out. Get out. Also, I literally don't know if it's just me, but the way people talk about women with faces of low visual weight is weird. The tone immediately changes. Like, oh, if you have this feature, you definitely have high visual weight. But if you have this feature, you're probably low visual weight.
Okay, number 4. Do you have a certain feature about you that stands out? Because if you have very strong features that get complimented a lot, like your eyes, your nose, your lips, whatever, you know what I mean? You for sure have a high visual face weight. But if your features more blend together, there's not really anything that sticks out in particularly, you have a low visual face weight.
Do you see what I mean? What a way to make somebody feel good about themselves, am I right? So if you have like really strong, beautiful features, you definitely have high visual weight, babe. But if you have like nothing on your face that really sticks out and it kind of all just blends together, like you're just like an unremarkable looking person and there's nothing interesting about you and nothing memorable about you, then yeah, you're low visual weight.
You have either a high or a low visual weight, and this is really important to know because it's going to impact how makeup and clothing looks on you. And your visual weight comes down to 3 things. 1, the prominence of your bone structure. 2, the prominence of your facial features. And 3, the volume of your features. This is a really quick picture test that you can do to figure out if you are a high visual weight or a low visual weight. So take a photo of yourself and then click edit, and then go to the filters and set it to a black and white filter. I like to use mono because that was my favorite. And once you set it to that, go to adjust and go to the contrast section and set it all the way to -100 and then screenshot that. And then set it all the way to 100 after that and screenshot that again so that you can compare these photos side by side. Now you have to figure out which photo makes your facial features clearer. If it's a -100 contrast side, you probably have a lower visual weight, and if it's the 100% contrast side, you probably have a higher visual weight.
Why do we have to use app filters? Why do we have to use TikTok filters? Like, that's not real! You just made that up!
Hailey Bieber, I would put her in lower visual weight. Maya Jama, I would put her more on the higher visual weight. Kim also, I think, higher because look at the size of the face. Lips are big, brows are big. Beautiful Madison Beer. Also, I would put her on the lower visual weight. That's why more of a clean girl makeup looks great on her, and then a full glam looks so good on Kim.
What are we even saying anymore? Is this English? Like, are these real words in real sentences? You can't wear clean girl makeup if you have a high visual weight because it suits lower visual weight girls. Like, what? Hello?
This is all theory. It doesn't mean that it's science-based and it's true.
But thank God people in the comments of these TikToks, these insane TikToks, actually possess common sense like the rest of us. This just seems like another thing that will make people insecure. Okay, so what do I do with this information? Because now I just feel insecure. I truly believe y'all are just making this up as you go. It's just something that TikTok made up so that you can feel bad about yourself. Now, I'm gonna get a little bit serious here, but a very real danger of Gen Z becoming so incredibly obsessed with finding these new and insignificant things to be insecure about that nobody in the history of forever since the Big Bang has ever cared about is getting plastic surgery at such a young age to fix these issues that by the time that they're in their late 20s to early 30s, they're going to look older than they actually are. And why do I know this? Because it's literally happening in real time before our very eyes with celebrities. Because there was a video that was going incredibly viral all over Twitter and all over TikTok of a video of Kylie Jenner's face where you can see how the filler that she's been getting since she was a teenager basically is starting to affect her and how it's starting to look on her face as she approaches her 30s. Now, Kylie is only, like 26 or 27, but there are people in the comments of this video saying that she looks incredible for her age as she's 40, 46 years old. And obviously these people are joking, but there's a truth behind this. And when this video was going viral, people started zooming in on Kylie's cheeks because they could see these strange bumps on her face. And people were questioning whether or not this was a cheek implant or whether this was literal migrated filler. And I wanted to see this for myself, so I looked up cheek filler migration on Google. And I found this one blog post of this woman who posted her cheek with the exact same looking bump as Kylie's. So her cheek filler has migrated as she's gotten older. And it's not just Kylie Jenner, because the exact same thing was happening with Erin Moriarty from The Boys. A tweet went viral of somebody who said, "Women need to stop getting plastic surgery until we figure out what's wrong. Why would you ruin your face like this?" And in no way would I say that Erin has ruined her face, but you can clearly tell that there is a very major difference. And people have started to say that she's lost these features that made Erin Erin. And now she just has this alien Instagram face. But it's just so incredibly upsetting to see so many women do this over and over and over again when they were already drop dead gorgeous. And because of the situations regarding Kylie and Erin, it's kind of starting to turn people off of getting Botox now, which is a good thing. I wanted to get Botox as a 30-year-old, and I am kind of scared now seeing this. Is this how Botox face looks like without IG filters? And not just that, but you guys need to know that when you get Botox, it's not just a one and done deal. Your issues aren't all just suddenly absolved. Because once you get the Botox, you have to make sure you keep going back to these clinics to get Botox several times a year just to maintain the face when there was absolutely nothing wrong beforehand. But you shouldn't be flexing on people that you look younger than them because it'll just influence them to do the exact same thing when they don't need to. Because not only is it incredibly expensive, but it just takes so much time and effort and energy.
Let's go over all the cosmetic treatments I got done in 2023 and how much they cost. Botox twice a year. I got it in my Levens, my frontalis, and my Crows. Botox done in my masseters, as well as a lip flip twice a year. Trap Botox, which helps so much, and I've been getting that done twice a year as well. I get about 1 syringe a year in my lips just to maintain the shape. I get Volbella in my lips, and like I said, I get it done once a year. I did 2 vials of Sculptra. Moving on to my vampire facials. I do vampire facials 3 to 4 times a year. I believe I did it 4 times this past year. I highly recommend. Obviously vampire facials are great, but now incorporating these exosomes, it just takes it to a whole nother level. And then the wonderful CO2. I do CO2 only on my under eyes 3 times a year.
And to me, it's just not worth it in the slightest. You are all uniquely beautiful in your own ways. And do not let TikTok tell you that you have to fix that. Not everybody should look the same. That would be boring. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Mwah! I love you all so incredibly much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys!